The Nation of Africa, A Vision for One People, One Future. By Guizars. Africa is not merely a continent. Africa is a family. It is a civilization that has given the world wisdom, resilience, creativity, innovation, and an unbreakable spirit. The time has come for us to embrace a new chapter, one in which every African recognizes another African as family, wherever they may be on our great continent. Our greatest identity is not defined by borders. It is defined by our shared heritage, our shared future, and our shared purpose. Every African carries within him the potential to inspire, create, lead, and contribute to the prosperity of our continent. It is time to begin speaking a new language, not just through words, but through our vision. Let us no longer speak of African nations. Let us speak of the nation of Africa. A nation made up of many beautiful regions, each preserving its own traditions, languages, music, cuisine, and customs while contributing to one united African identity. Every region strengthens the whole, and every citizen strengthens the nation of Africa. An African from Zimbabwe should feel just as welcome in Egypt as in Botswana. A young entrepreneur from Senegal should be encouraged to establish a business in Kenya. A scientist from Nigeria should be able to conduct research in Namibia. A teacher from South Africa should inspire learners in Ghana. A doctor from Ethiopia should bring healing to communities in Mozambique. Every African carries gifts that belong to Africa. The future calls for an African citizenship, an identity that recognizes every person of African heritage as a valued citizen of the nation of Africa. Whether someone arrives in North, West, East, Central, or Southern Africa, they should be embraced as family and supported in becoming a productive member of the community. Documentation should be simple, welcoming, and centered on the principle that every African belongs in Africa. Every citizen should have the opportunity to live, work, study, innovate, and build a future anywhere across the continent while contributing to the growth of local communities. This vision creates opportunity for everyone. Imagine African universities welcoming students from every corner of the continent. Imagine hospitals strengthened by skilled professionals from across Africa. Imagine companies bringing together the brightest minds regardless of where they first called home. Imagine artists, engineers, farmers, teachers, inventors, and entrepreneurs sharing knowledge without limits. This is how greatness is built. Africa already possesses everything required to become one of the world's greatest powers: abundant natural resources, the world's youngest population, remarkable creativity, entrepreneurial energy, rich cultures, and limitless talent. Our next great resource is unity. Future generations already hold one of the keys to this vision. As English continues to serve as a common language for communication across many parts of Africa, alongside Arabic, French, Portuguese, Swahili, and our many indigenous languages, young Africans will collaborate more easily than ever before while proudly preserving their mother tongues. Language becomes a bridge that connects ideas, opportunities, and friendships across the continent. Alongside this shared communication, we can proudly celebrate a shared African culture, a culture built on respect, excellence, innovation, hospitality, service, family, and collective success. Whether someone comes from the West, East, North, Central, or South of Africa, they carry the same badge of honor: African. That identity becomes the culture we proudly wear before the world. Governments, financial institutions, and businesses can nurture this future by creating incentives that encourage Africans to establish enterprises anywhere on the continent. Tax benefits, investment support, and simplified business registration can empower entrepreneurs to grow across Africa and expand confidently into global markets. When an African business opens its doors in Asia, Europe, the Americas, or Oceania, it represents more than a company. It represents the nation of Africa. Every success achieved by one African becomes a victory for all Africans. Every innovation strengthens the continent. Every new business creates opportunities for future generations. Every child should grow up believing that every corner of Africa is part of their home. Every student should know that their dreams have a place anywhere on the continent. Every entrepreneur should know that Africa believes in their vision. Every professional should know that their skills are valued across the nation of Africa. This is more than a dream. It is a movement that chooses unity over separation, a movement that chooses opportunity over limitation, a movement that chooses cooperation over competition, a movement that chooses shared prosperity over individual success. The 21st century can become the century in which Africa discovers the full strength of its people by embracing one identity and one purpose. History will remember this generation not for the borders it inherited, but for the future it imagined. A future where the world no longer speaks of 54 separate African nations. A future where the world recognizes the nation of Africa. One people, one identity, one purpose, one future, the nation of Africa.